Welcome to Jacob Long Writes. Today I'm going to be going over the bio for Omegaman. So done a couple of videos, did one for his design, did a short little video, a snippet about him, but today I'm going to look on the website here, jakestories.com, and we're going to take a look at his bio. So Omegaman, he's kind of a big deal in the super world, and his name is Thomas Calvin Christopherson. He's from the super world. First appearance to be determined. He is mentioned in the Forever Man and Mutation Christmas special that I've got going on right now. A little bit late, but you can check that out. And let's see his legal status: legal citizen of the United States. Secret identity: was born in Newcastle, Delaware. Married. Have more information on that later. Base of operations: New York City Guardian Squadron Mountain Compound in the Catskills Mountains. That's just outside of New York. Omegaman also has a private base of operations on Christopherson Island. So Omegaman does have a variant, which I did have that in here, known variants. I may have gotten rid of that because of other characters, but I think I'll add that back. Known variants is Feitu Matua, who is a character in the real world, and I'm going to be making a bio for him soon, but he plays an important part in the real world. And by the way, shameless plug, you can get the real world novel for 99 cents right now on Kindle, and it's about a superpowered young soldier from a parallel universe where the volatile and destructive Omega bombs were used to destroy most of the population and alter the genetics of the survivors nearly a decade after World War II. Basically a world full of superheroes, but the Supreme Ministry, totalitarian government, took over the mainland, and there's a small group of people on a small island known as Edam who are hidden away. Many of them also have superpowers, but they just don't have enough resources, people, and power to fight back against the ministry. And so they end up going into different worlds. And the worlds are named by Jaden's doppelganger from the real world. He calls it the real world because it's kind of a normal world. And he calls the main character, Captain Jaden Lancaster's world, the extreme world. So Feitu Matua is from the extreme world. I think I said that wrong earlier. He's from the real world novel, but he's from the extreme world. And if you're not ready to get the novel for 99 cents, you can check it out, chapters 1 through 6, here on the website, jakestories.com. Or you can just ignore this completely, but I think it's pretty fun. Anyways, back to Omegaman. Where were we? Okay. So that Christopherson Island is the same island of Edam, and that's where we find the Omega crystals. The Omega crystals are in the extreme world. They're in the real world too. Nobody knows about them. And they're in the super world where Omegaman knows about them and some other people that he may not know about. The island's existence and location has been deleted from every file on Earth except his own, as far as Omegaman knows. His occupation: former computer programmer at Domus Inc., current commander of the Guardian Squadron, and owner of several real estate investments. Superhuman powers: superhuman strength, speed, stamina, senses, and resistance to injury. It is estimated that Omegaman can press over 100 tons, run at nearly the speed of light, identify objects a mile away through sight, smell, or sound, and survive a nuclear bomb as long as he is approximately a quarter of a mile away from the impact point. These are all approximates, but just to give you an idea, he has the ability to blow powerful gusts of air and breathe fire. Shoots freeze rays from weaknesses: he is susceptible to certain powerful beings and explosions. Dr. Richard Mercantile's machine can temporarily reduce Omegaman's abilities. Requires fortisium for regeneration, so it actually enhances his ability. Omegaman's biography: while on vacation in 1970, George and Lynette Christopherson found Thomas on an undiscovered island. They claimed the island as Christopherson Island and adopted the boy, naming him Tom. As Thomas grew older, he developed strength, speed, and endurance that exceeded that of his classmates. At 14, something like a sixth sense called him back to the island where he was found. His parents took him there, and he discovered what looked like an alien spacecraft. There was a message for Tom saying that this ship was designed for him, and that inside the ship there were crystals called Omega crystals. Tom was instructed to put the crystals into a machine that transformed them into an element called fortisium. He did so, and it gave him abilities far beyond those of any human, so it enhanced his abilities. He forged a leather bracelet with a few fortisium stones on it. This ensured that his power would continually increase. Upon going back home and back to school, Tom eventually dropped out of sports so that he wouldn't end up hurting it. He continued weightlifting and powerlifting competitions for a short while, but dropped out when he realized that challenging his limits in lifting would bring too much attention. He began to use his powers to help people in Newcastle and decided that he would use his abilities to help people all over the world one day. With a keen intellect, Tom chose to study computer programming. During college, he moved to New York and quickly landed a hybrid remote job. He could sneak out of his apartment office to save the day. He had to be more sneaky on his days at the office. He has also used his hacking skills to infiltrate classified databases to obtain information on criminals and suspects. To hide his identity, he wears glasses and a black toupee. In his early days as a superhero, Omegaman was at his apartment when he heard a woman being robbed outside. Unfortunately, his blue pants had a hole from a stretching incident. The only other pair of clean clothing that he had was a pair of red boxers. He threw them on, super sped outside, and saved the day. A crowd formed to see it happen. The next day, kids wore underwear over their pants to be like Omegaman. He has since integrated the boxers over pants look into the designs for his suit. The first very challenging threat that Omegaman faced was when he fought and saved the world from the Human Asteroid. He had some help from Shadow Dragon Man and his dragon jet. He then battled the Yusorx alien race, preventing them from taking over the United States and possibly the world. Shadow Dragon Man teamed up with him again for that battle but was severely injured. Over the years, he fought and locked up several other threats. In 1996, he traveled with astronauts using the Yusorx spacecraft. He was gone for a few years, and other heroes eventually had to step up to save the world. Omegaman returned in 1998 just in time to help form the Guardian Squadron along with Shadow Dragon Man, the American Ranger, Lightspeed, Cyberwoman, and Red Heat. They saved the world again, and Omegaman resolved to stay on Earth as one of its protectors. In the year 2000, Dr. Mercantile unleashed the Omega Wave over the United States. This wave used the Omega crystals to radiate people all over the country, giving some of them superpower. Since then, more and more supers have been popping up. Omegaman has been working hard to maintain peace between supers and regular humans ever since. Since the Supers Directive of 2010, after the Super Wars, Omegaman was named commander of the Guardian Squadron as a whole, as well as its New York division. He's 6'4", 250 pounds, brown eyes, and no hair. Intelligence 7, Strength 9, Speed 7, Durability 8, Energy Projection 6, Fighting Skills 5. That is Omegaman. Thanks for watching, and take care.